Good morning, everyone. So we're gonna talk about Nehemiah 2 and also Matthew 5. These verses are very interesting, or chapters of the Bible are very interesting. Nehemiah, as you might know, talks about how he went to the king to ask permission to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, to rebuild the walls of his ancestors where he came from. He felt very sad and very bad about how the building, the walls, and everything in it had been burned out. So he went up and went out there and did what needed to be done, and it was to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. And then in Matthew, it's a little bit, it has a little bit of everything, Matthew. But the main chapter I'm going to talk about is Matthew 5:19 and 20. These verses, I'm going to read it out to you. It says, Matthew 5 and 20 says, whoever refuses to obey any command and teaches others not to obey what command will be the least important in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever obeys the commands and teaches others to obey, they will be great in the kingdom of heaven. I tell you that if you are more obedient than the teachers of the law and the Pharisees, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. If you are no more obedient, if you are no more obedient than the teachers of the law and the Pharisees, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. So it's talking about legalism and how we sometimes are a stumbling block, like it also says in the Bible, to other people not obeying God's word and not helping them to obey either. So that's that. And then Jeremiah 2:4, it says, then the king said to me, what do you want? And first I prayed to the God of heaven. So Nehemiah went to present his case so that he could go out and rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. But the first thing that it says here is that first I prayed to the God of heaven. So before presenting our requests, and like it says in the Word of God, also we need to pray without ceasing. So he presented his case to the God of heaven. That way he was in communion with God, and he knew he will be guided by God, not by his own desires, personal goal of rebuilding the wall, not getting fame, but he wanted God to be glorified in this assignment that he was sad about. He learned about the situation of Jerusalem because some people went to visit him, and they told him what was going on in Jerusalem with the walls and the people that were there that were left after the captivity. So it is very important for us to pray first before taking an action, to help people obey God's command, not in a legalistic way, but in a pure and just obey freely, not rigidly, not like, because with a pure heart, like not with force, not by force, but mainly just to present God as he is. He's pure, he's holy, and we need to be free of condemnation. We need to be free just to do his will because he's precious. And by doing that, we will be rewarded in heaven. Our reward in heaven is more valuable than anything in this earth. Anything in this earth will pass away, but heaven and earth, and heaven will not pass away. Heaven and earth, I believe it says. So we have to be mindful of this. We had to be obedient to the word of God and his commandments, not in a legalistic way like the Pharisees and the teachers of the law, but with a pure heart, sincere, genuinely, and just doing what he wants us to do. So that's it for today, folks. Have a good day. Bye bye.